After nearly 2 years of building my dream world in Minecraft, I needed a break. Last episode started a new adventure where I dropped everything, building a road to travel thousands of blocks away, where today I'm creating my new home in this world. Well, actually, I spent well over 200 days transforming the worst biome in Minecraft into something I absolutely love. To build a base on later, I promise. I've mined more than 150,000 blocks and put well over 80 hours of work into this 40-second episode of Hardcore Minecraft. So let's try and hit 42,000 likes on this video, and if you're new, be sure to subscribe. Also, yesterday was my birthday, so you have to. I grabbed this horse from the racetrack and oof, they are a quick one. Last episode, I finished up by setting up a nether portal, but man, the satisfaction from just using this road is, it's so cool. Always a good excuse for a horse ride through your Minecraft world. Ooh, up this way. And here we have reached the desert, where a little fun fact is the spotted brown horse is actually one of my favorite horses you can get in Minecraft. We're gonna leave them over here just to hang out at the trading post. To get started on our desert transformation day, I gotta pick some plants. Dead bushes are one of my favorite detail blocks, and there's no way to farm them. So since we're clearing out the mesa, I wanna go and grab a ton of them as we're going around just to stock up for future projects. Can somebody tell me why shears just have no durability on them? I know it was already at a quarter, but I only cleared out that section right there. Oh well, time to go repair it. At least they repair quickly. This is definitely an extra step that I don't really have to do, but I really want to gather 2 full shulker boxes of dead bushes, which can only be obtained by using the shears. Whoa! All hail the floating dead bush! Another trip out to the experience farm and back to the mesa to gather up all of the dead bushes, where I now have a full shulker box and another pair of dead shears. But back for the 3rd time to the Wither skeleton farm. Looks like I need about 1.5 Unbreaking 3 shears to fill the shulker box up, so I'm back in the mesa yet again to gather up all the remaining dead bushes. I'm about 10.5 stacks shy of filling the 2nd shulker box, but these are actually the last dead bushes in the entire region. I want to cut off the transformation along the river and oh wait, there's more bushes over there, but we're gonna stop the transition today right about at this point. I mean, I'm not stupid. Crazy, yes. Stupid, no, I wouldn't do that. Oh, look, it keeps going. Yeah, definitely not doing that. Only a slightly unobtainable project today. Of course, a 4th trip out to the experience farm. Right, back to the grind. I've decided I'm not even going to touch the mesa parts up here, so we're just going to leave all the dead bushes on top. If we want to go crazy and transform the entire mesa itself, we can do that later. Right now, I'm here for the desert. But that is everything, and we are just 3.25 stacks shy, which is still a lot of dead bushes. Missed one! Nailed it. Next, we're gonna need a few more shulker boxes, as red sand is a really cool building block, but I'll be honest, I've always hated mesas because of it. With everything out here being such a warm tone, it's just really a boring biome to me. So first step in transforming the biome is gonna be to remove all of the red sand. I definitely want to save all the red sand to use for building blocks later, most likely for smooth red sandstone for accents on buildings, but overall it's a good thing to keep as it is pretty difficult to obtain, being only 1 block deep across the entire biome. Man, I am happy to be using a tool with a decent amount of durability on it. And the first shulker box is filled up, which means it's time to just keep grinding away on clearing out all of this space. Minecraft day after day passed by while I grinded away, removing all of the red sand for this portion of the mesa. How I thought 5 shulker boxes was going to be enough for this entire biome, I have no idea, because these are all already full. And I've only done this much. I think I got like 14 or 15 more to fill. Let's go drop these off. Apparently in here, I never made a space for red sand, just 2 for sand. I guess red sand could go up here in the loft. Man, I am going to have a lot of it after today. Got the first 5 unloaded inside of here. And I think I should probably bring some more boxes with me. Let's grab another 5. With 10 empty shulker boxes, I'm back at it again with a netherite shovel, mining up the red sand in the mesa, where I'm really starting to think to myself that I should actually measure out projects before starting a video and just saying, yeah, I'm gonna do that. It'll be fine, I'm sure. But this whole section is now completely cleared out with the red sand all the way down to where it meets the jungle. Just another 2 and almost 3 more shulker boxes. Time to kick this into gear, otherwise this mesa transformation is just going to be removing the red sand and calling it a barren wasteland. There goes the 10th box. Every single one of these shulkers is full of red sand. I forgot to look beforehand, but we currently have 27,742 red sand mined. I don't think there's more than like 2,000 or 3,000 before today. Let's go drop them off. We're definitely gonna need some more chests up here. All of those are full. I've already killed off 2 shovels and I'm nearly done with a 3rd, but thankfully a while back we made a bunch of netherite tools. Nope, there's a 3rd dead one. Okay, I'm almost done with the 4th, but I got 4 more. Zooming through this mesa, we're collecting even more red sand, and a little bit more red sand collection happening over on this side of the mesa near the jungle as well, for a little fun gathering red sand, because all I see is red sand, which resulted in another 10 shulker boxes of red sand filled up from the mesa. So a quick trip back home to my city, I expanded the storage room for more chests and unloaded all of the red sand right into those. But guess what? I have more red sand to gather. Are you tired of hearing the word red sand? Because oh boy, am I tired of gathering up all of this red sand. There's so much red sand over here. But does it look a little orange? Why is it called red sand when it's more orange? Now, I'll be the first to admit it. I completely underestimated how much red sand is inside of a mesa. I was so sure with only 1 layer of it, it wouldn't be this bad. And now I'm nearly 10 hours into mining red sand. I genuinely thought the 5 shulkers I originally brought would be enough for this entire place. And now I'm close to filling up a total of 30 shulker boxes of red sand just to clear out the mesa. I'm drawing a line in the red sand. I will go no further. I'm digging my feet in the red sand. We're done with the red sand, and hopefully I don't have to say red sand anymore in this video. Red sand. But we're done. It's all clear. There's no more red sand. Oh, I said it again. There's no more non-regular sand inside this entire biome. See, that's sandstone. It's different. Just turned in another 6.5 shulker boxes of red sand. I did it again. Let's go drop this off. I have 7 very dead netherite shovels. So before anything else, I've got to repair them. So we're out in the end to visit the experience farm, as I'm gonna need these again later to mine all the sand to put back in the mesa. This took so much longer to repair everything than I thought it would. Oh, I forgot one. Okay, more Enderman. And there we go. No, there we go. Back to the overworld we go. That is a nice looking shulker box. That's just gonna go right back there because I definitely am gonna need it soon. As next up, to save on the sand count I need, and well, to actually make this look better, I want to expand the river and create like a lush edge going around it. Kind of like this, but like lush. Step 1 is going to be building a beacon to remove even more of the terrain. I brought 6 empty shulker boxes, and hopefully we don't have to fill them all. First up, I want to remove the dried out section so we can create a space for boats to travel on the entire river. Well, I was wrong. I'm gonna need a lot more boxes. I already filled up 2 extras and killed 2 pickaxes. Took a quick trip coming back home and into the quarry, as I need to unload the stuff. And are these, we can probably move the bricks back there. This can be granite and that can all be terracotta. Something tells me I'm never gonna fill that many double chests with brick, but that's enough destroying for now. I want to build stuff instead for a little bit. So I ran around my base to pick up some moss, some grass blocks, and a little rooted dirt. Lastly, I'm gonna need some mud. Ooh, we don't have much. As I want to grab some wheat from the wheat farm to turn it down into packed mud. I think some cool brown boulders could be good along the river's edge, so maybe we grab our jungle too and we can combine those together. Now, my current idea is to have our grass here along the water before we move up into the moss block, as if the grass is like really wet and damp being down here along the water's edge. But we still get the really vibrant color of the moss in here too, before transitioning into a little bit of dirt and rooted dirt to move into more of that arid texture. Finally, this transitions into our sand going into the desert itself that's just kind of working its way up the side. I do want it to be a touch smoother than that, but this is looking pretty good. Honestly, maybe if anything, we have the dirt area going up a little bit the side here too. That way we can get a little bit more green in here and extend the moss back even further, because I think that'll look really nice. Before I commit to the entire biome, I want to create a full test plot of sorts here to make sure this is something I'm actually going to like before I spend the probably 10 hours I need to do to bring this around the entire area I'm transforming. Taking a quick look back for the first time, and whoa, I really like this. One issue I'm finding is we got a pretty hard horizontal line outside of that section I brought up. So I want to try out extending the sand, moving up the wall of the mesa back here, just seeing if we can break that up a bit more. If we just cover up the terracotta, it'll look like the sand got swept up in the winds, maybe off of the coast over there, and that moved them up the side of the mesa itself. Okay, that should do it. And yeah, I think that will. That does look really good from over here. I just got to do it everywhere. Okay, let's get going. I spent a few hours working on the edge of the river, and I'm actually really happy with how this has been turning out so far. The moss blocks, I think, are working super well to bring in that lush idea. Wow, look at these llamas randomly in the desert. Oh man, how did they get here? Oh, I guess we'll just never know. One small problem, this is the last bit of sand I currently have. However, I was thinking here at the end of the river, we can turn this entire peninsula here into one of our lush sections, which means I can actually get a little sand back for one, and we can use a ton of moss to really cover up this top area. I didn't have too much dirt down at this end here, but I think this will work out for the tip. And once we bring in all of the foliage and everything, it's going to look really nice. Thinking there's going to be a lot of the sugarcane stuff in here. And here's a little bit more sand I can actually get back. Well, run into a wee bit of a problem here. I have no more moss, and I need a lot more moss. I guess one step, I want to bring the sand out a little further towards the end here so we can at least get some materials out of the inventory before we have to go fill up again. So I'm thinking we can extend a small raised section, and we can pile the sand up on top of it with another little bit here in the middle. And now I'm out of sand again. Okay, we need more materials. A lot more materials. Back over in the old world, I currently have a moss farm right here at my starter base. However, it is just outside of spawn chunks and one empty of moss. So this thing doesn't actually work unless I'm literally in the area here. And there's not too much sand to be gathering around here. To be able to gather both moss and sand at the same time, I want to build a new moss farm, which means I'm going to need quite a few redstone materials to throw this thing together. So I ran around to my different storage rooms, grabbing everything I'm going to need. This here should be just about everything we're gonna need, and world spawn is right over here. So if we build the farm nearby, it'll always be able to run. I spawned into the world way long ago, right there. So I think we can just build the farm up here. I'm building the Chromos farm by Hexatron, as it's a really simple design for a bone meal farm, but I think I can rework it for moss as well. As mentioned, this is only a bone meal farm, but it is up and running right now. You can see it going in there, and I've had it going for about 10 seconds, and we've already got an extra stack of bone meal in here, which is pretty great. I already have a wither skeleton farm in this world, so I don't really need more bone meal. This might be a dumb idea, but I think we can remove a few of the composters off of both of these corners and then the hoppers below it as well. And then we can redirect this into a little moss storage room. I know somebody out there is just cringing at how many hoppers I'm going to be using, but this will bring everything into one line right over here. And then I want to filter off just the moss blocks. This is disgusting, but this should work as a way for the overflow of everything except the moss blocks. They'll just get composted down in here. This is probably going to be a lot of items though, so maybe we hook up 2 of them. And it was all way too close to the redstone, so I know I've probably already had like 5 technical people leave this video, so maybe I'll just finish this up and show you the monstrosity after. Okay, so now that all the redstoners have left, us normal Minecrafters can all agree that this might maybe hopefully work, and that it all definitely hurts our brains, so let's turn it on and just hope. Oh, there's composters in my dispenser. No, don't dispense. Why are you dispensing composters? The bone meal count seems to be staying exactly the same, and we have moss coming in. Amazing. Okay. Hopefully that doesn't run out. Just so it can have a little backup, let's just throw some extra bone meal in the machine. And we're gonna leave this monstrosity behind to do its own thing. I decided to pull a big brain move over here, and I turned on this moss farm while that was all running. And how are we doing? 2 double chests of moss ready to go. Alrighty. Well, that new moss farm is running. Let's grab ourselves a bunch of empty shulkers and head off to the mining desert. Ah, yes. Here's the place I keep destroying for more sand. Good part about gathering sand is it's coarse, rough, and gets in everything, which means it's 3 or 4 layers deep before we see the sandstone bottom, making it a lot faster to gather up than the red sand. Ah, I said it again. To get ahead on the regular sand mining I need for the entire desert, I wanted to fill out all 12 of these shulker boxes I brought with me, as hopefully that's more than I'll need to finish up the river edge, and it'll give the moss farm time to run and stock up on materials. 2.5 broken shovels later, we now have 12 shulker boxes completely filled with sand. And sand has broken the 100,000 blocks mined threshold. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but it's a thing. It's a thing. Yeah. Oh wait, before we head on home, there's azalea trees here. I really need a lot more rooted dirt. I'm gonna dig this out here too and just see how much I can get real quick. Okay, this is one of the worst caves I think I could have dug into. Oh, no, okay. All right, not what I wanted to pop up out of there. I just came back for this. Really? Again? Another flooded cave? I just want my rooted dirt, man. Third tree seemed to do the trick. There's no more water, and that's the bottom. Oh, get out of the grass. Now let's get the heck out of here. What's more, a quick trip into the nether, as I've got a lot of things that need to be repaired. And everything is now all fixed up. Well, there's day 4,500. That means we're about 100 days into today's episode, and all I've done is mine types of sand. Now, how much moss do we have down here? Ooh. Oh, yes. Oh, it's so good. Okay, we're gonna turn that off for a bit. Actually, no, it's gonna keep running. Hopefully I didn't break it. We're gonna need a few more shulker boxes to first fill up with all the moss I've been able to collect so far, right? Maybe I turned it off a little too quick. I completely broke this entire thing. Great. Note to self, don't flick redstone farms on and off really quickly. It's now fixed. I had to rebuild the entire top. Woohoo! But I do have 9 shulker boxes. That needs more. Now I have 9 shulker boxes full of moss. A lot of materials today. And here we have a new massive shulker monster, which means it's time to get back into building. First up, I want to finish off where I ran out of materials earlier at the bend of the river, as once that's wrapped up, we'll be able to see an idea of what this place truly can be. This is so great, seeing the vision coming to life after nearly 20 hours of work on this video already. But I want to keep moving forwards to wrap up the front half of the mesa to try and connect the trading post into the new desert region, as it'll help bring all of the different aspects of this place together. And there's another inventory of sand placed down. Just gotta cover the rest of this. And there we go, all done until the beacon. Taking a look at where we started today, a full 24 hours of work later, and I gotta say, this is looking fantastic. We just need the river to actually, go back that way. I'm just gonna tell myself that half is larger than this half. So we're over halfway done. Yeah, we're gonna say that right now. I'm now down to just under 2 shulker boxes of sand. So before I spend a few more hours destroying the desert, I want to try and finish up the river edge going all the way back. Leading into the jungle nearby, it felt off to keep the sand going all the way back, so I decided to keep this area mostly lush and tapered the sand off as we move away from the desert. I did uncover a mine shaft while doing this and picked up the rails, so I thought we could go from this mine shaft and just extend them back out here. Maybe do a little curve, nice little curve. And then right over here, we have the waterfall, which I actually really want to bring. And I kind of started the line here all the way down and connecting into the river just to have another lush section in here. Anything we can do to break up the boring sandy desert area, I think it's going to help us out a lot in the end here. Don't get me wrong. I love the desert. It looks really good, but maybe a little water. Gotta stay hydrated after all, especially in the dry heat of the desert out here. And okay, I'm going to move on with building this. It is very late now, but that is looking pretty nice. Oh, hi, zombie. Bye, zombie. I emptied my inventory and I need to move my beacon a little bit further upriver to keep moving forwards. Little haste too on this end of the mesa, as I really like the idea of a river being in here, but it's just way too tall, which means once again, we have a ton of terracotta to remove from this section before I can just cover it up again. That'll do for the first layer over here. It's down about like 6 blocks. Second half still to go. Since I'm in the destruction zone already, I jumped over to the west side of the river to start tearing down that section of the mesa. Flying down the river, this feels so much different, and oh, I am so happy it's finished up. One slight problem though. I only have this much sand left, and all of my sand shulker boxes have been replaced with orange terracotta. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with now 10 shulker boxes of orange terracotta, but we'll store it anyways, I guess. Oh my gosh, there's already so much in here. Oh no, we're just storing the shulkers. Well, there go 6 of my shulker boxes. Thankfully, I did stock up on a few extra shells last time I was in the end, and we've got Jess for more shulker boxes. It's time to fill up these boxes yet again with even more sand. Once again, we're back in the desert for another 2 hours of sand mining to fill up the now 12 shulker boxes I brought with me. I'm really glad I chose a desert far, far away, as this is getting just decimated. Now for one of my favorite things on these large projects is looking at the before and after. And well, this is where the desert started today, and this is what the mining desert looks like now. I'm still not even sure I have enough sand. With all the new materials ready to go, I decided to jump right back into the building process to keep things moving forwards with creating the small islands in the middle of the river. A little sand thrown in on top, and I think it turned out really nice. We've completed everything coming around the bend. Just a little bit left to go. Yeah. Okay, but first look at how nice this looks. And now we can get back into building. With this part having such a wide section of the river in it, I want to extend our lush river's edge section a bit further out into the water. As much as I want to save work for myself and just say, hey, look, it's the river. Wow, the water's here. I don't have to build at it. I think it is going to look a lot better to do this. And we're gonna end it here where the mesa continues for when I eventually, maybe probably never, but you know, hopefully one day continue to expand this. But that looks like a pretty natural curve for the river's edge. I did just come back and we have a total of 10 rooted dirt. I have to gather more stuff. But first, the other side's outside line is now done as well. I would love to ignore the rooted dirt problem, but it helps so much with transitioning between the grass and dirt without worrying about the grass growing over everything. So one more root network and we should be good. Looks like we're all the way down at the bottom into the lush cave. Woo! Ah, look at the little axolotl. You're so cute. Get back in the water. You can come with me. And free spore blossom. I see the particles. Where is it? Where's the spore blossom? Ah, 2 of them. Don't mind if I do. Not that bad of a haul on the rooted dirt. Quickly renaming the axolotl. And we can set them loose here inside the river. Get him! Get him! Get him! Destroy him! Yes! Good job, Reggie. Time to get back to work on the transformation, working on the edge of the river as it's causing the most chaos in my inventory. Once I can pull everything except the sand out of there, I'll be able to move a lot faster instead of needing to make constant trips back to the shulker monster to keep on building. An hour later, and we have this whole half wrapped up over here with a little dip down in the terrain that I think we can just flood with, well, more water. You might be thinking that this is the lazy route, and you definitely are correct on that. But hey, it's also a unique feature in the biome. Ooh, fancy. So we can cut a little opening in here, and then I just need to go through and flood this entire basin. If you didn't know, the easiest way to fill an entire area of water is not just to fill the top. You actually want to go layer by layer across the bottom, as once everything down there is a source block, all these guys that we start adding in here, they'll be able to merge into source blocks on top of that, which you can see right there. And this should fill the entire backside in. Nice. Dumping everything I filled up on sand to just get it in everywhere to annoy the Sith Lord to bring balance to the mesa. Moving on from that terrible joke, Reggie seems to have left to destroy fish elsewhere in the world. That's what we're gonna say. And my elytra is about to go as well. Quick trip down in the nether that we can hopefully make it all the way. And I might as well fix the rest of my tools since I'm here. There's a few broken ones. With that done, we can get back into detailing the far side and finally wrapping up everything for this stage of the project. That has now lasted 6 days IRL, between removing the red sand, gathering all the materials to build this, and then actually rebuilding the base of the biome. I feel like all I'm doing is time lapses, but man, this is a massive project, so it's pretty hard to show outside of that. But look at this, it's all done. And look at how many shulker boxes we have emptied. This is crazy, especially when you look at how far we've come from where we started with this biome originally. I wish I could say today. Now for something extremely important, I need to plant a field. It feels right to start off this region of the world with a sugarcane field. And fun fact, I've now survived 40 days IRL inside of this world, meaning we're really close to a full 1,000 hours survived in hardcore Minecraft, which is crazy to me. Just like it'd be a crazy idea if you subscribe to this video and maybe left a cheeky like there too. That'd be pretty sweet. But regardless, here we have the first official sugarcane field being planted in this world. If I haven't mentioned, I've decided to call this region New Papyrus after my desert city in the original Minecraft survival world here on YouTube, and having this sugarcane field down here is so on theme. I love it. Now to decorate the rest of this place. First, I need to get some materials. So for a fun bob of color, I want to use pitcher pods as large flowers, so I went back home to gather up the entire field of pitcher pods I had planted a while back with my sniffers, and spent some time refilling it as well in case we need more. Then a quick trip to the mangrove tree farm. I grabbed a full shulker of mangrove roots that we can use before heading back out to the desert, as I want to use azalea leaves a lot, as they aren't affected by biome coloring, so we can get that natural lush green color coming from them. A shulker of oak leaves, birch leaves, and some of our dead bushes. We only have one item I forgot to grab: sugarcane, which means another quick trip back home. We can grab one of the many empty shulker boxes we now have, and this building over here is my sugarcane farm. I built these well over 4,000 days ago, but we still have plenty of sugarcane stocked up, so I don't feel too bad about taking the full shulker. I forgot another item. I need so much tall grass. Let's get another box. Since I have to go through the nether, I'm just gonna get some bone meal at the Wither Skelly farm because there's a few bones in here. Oh my gosh. Grabbing a few of our grass blocks. The reason I have to harvest these manually is because we've used moss everywhere, and if I bone meal the moss, it's gonna cover up all of the grass blocks, dirt, and rooted dirt I've already set down, which would defeat the entire purpose of the last 20 hours of grinding I've been doing. But if you didn't know, mesas only produce grass, so we can just bone meal this and get all the tall grass we need, and we'll never have to worry about seeing any flowers. I just gotta be here for a little teeny tiny hour or two. Hey, we almost got 2 stacks. And there's a shulker of tall grass. Just like that. Woo. Just ignore the very dead shears. A little free XP at the Enderman farm we can use to fix it up. No problem. Haven't had to kill a single one. Do it, do it, do it. Yay. Oh, there's extra. Well, that was easy. Back in the overworld now, where we're not even going to be thinking about trees quite yet. Being so close to the water here, the soil I'm assuming would be pretty soft, so it'd be hard for the trees to really get their roots in and grow without falling over. Meaning we can add in a bunch of other foliage options here with all of these different blocks we've collected, and maybe have some like bramble of sorts with the roots that we can then cover with even more of our leaves. Then getting a big pops of colors in here with a few patches, I'm thinking, of our pitcher pods. Now for the part that's gonna be a little bit of a pain. Actually, in this grass place, we can just save a little bit of our bone meal and grass by doing this. And then I want to make a bunch of them tall grass. But on top of all of the moss, we got to come in here and manually place our grass in. This is gonna be a lot of steps. I was thinking about including a bunch of crops too in here, like carrots and things, just get that extra color. And I think for the sake of time, it's probably easier to do without for now. Along the back up here, as we transition more into the sand, we can add a few of our dead bushes as if they're not able to get us enough water anymore. So they're kind of fading off. So that could be kind of a good transition point. First little test area is ready to go here. And once all the sugarcane grows in, we can fix that as we're going. But I like it. Definitely looks a heck of a lot better than just nothing on it when we have this. Well, I guess it's time to get to work. Working layer by layer is going to help speed this process up a lot. So I grabbed all of the full leaf blocks and started laying those down along this stretch of the river just to get some of the spaces filled out. It feels a bit dense here with a few too many leaves, but I think it's gonna get there. It's probably just compared to the void on this side. Really, boys? Really? Again, we're doing this again. This is like the 6th time this video. Do we have to do this again? I'm just place some flowers, move along. But I'm gonna run through now and just add in all of these different bits, and hopefully it evens out. And I think that is looking much better along the edge of the river now. I do want to rework underwater, but I don't think I have time for that, so we're calling it a future fWhip problem. For now, we can hide the edges with a little bit of our seagrass. First lines are done, and you can't really tell, but I think it helps. Yes, from over here, that looks much better. I spent a little while longer working on this side, and oh, I love it. Excuse me, squid. Excuse me. Thank you. Excuse me. Sorry. Especially when we get down here to all these beautiful little islands we created. But now I want to create the whole atmosphere by jumping over to the far side of the river to add in all of this beautiful lush foliage in for the full extent that we've done so far. I can't take the raft up there, but I did decorate up to the waterfall we found a little while ago. And by a little while ago, I mean 4 days ago IRL. That's a lot of sugarcane. Speaking of which, I will say I love all of this, except the sugarcane that has been growing in is 3 blocks tall everywhere, and it looks a little too artificial. To fix this, I'm gonna need a ton of string. I am very happy I spent the time to fix up the spider farm a little while back, as I'm gonna need to use a lot of the stuff to run through and break some of our sugarcane down and place the string on top to prevent it from growing. And a few we can pop up to be 4 tall. And now this is looking really cool. I am just so happy with how this is turning out. Minus the gross biome color from the mesa. We're just gonna ignore it. It's fine. This grass isn't that bad. No, it's great. I am completely out of tall grass though, so I've got to restock a bit. I just want to finish refilling this shulker box. Why do shears have no durability? Please, Minecraft, netherite shears. I need netherite shears. Only had to repair the shears twice for this one, but we got a full box. And now I've got a new section of the river finished out. Just a little bit of bone meal in the water, which means the entire front of the river area is now finished up. Now I've just gotta do it all over again back here. Which thankfully this is a much smaller space than the front, so we're way past the halfway point on this stage of the project, and I've got a good idea what I need to be doing here to get it done efficiently, which means sugarcane first along the edge, mangrove roots, and then the leaves, and finally running through with the grass and flowers. And this island is now complete, along with the first run-throughs on the rest of the river. One small problem, as I am nearly out of leaves, which means a quick break away from building to go gather up a new shulker box of birch leaves, and also growing up some azalea trees to gather up the leaves. Some free rooted dirt to pick up over here, and a few minutes later we got a box of azalea leaves and a box of birch leaves. But what should we even call this biome? A lush desert river? Give me your best ideas down in the comments. Regardless of that, I'd be lying if I said I hadn't been spending the last Minecraft day or so just rafting around here with shaders on, looking at everything coming together. We are missing something a little important for this place here. A tiny bit of height. We need trees. Look how cool this little pond is. Oh, I love it. First off, let's finish up the desert region. This is Minecraft after all, so I want to add in some cactus, which we can place in small patches around the place. And then we can do some dead bushes around that, where this can all grow up. And we probably don't need this anymore. Big terraforming tip. Patches instead of an even spread of detail blocks will help your place feel a lot more cohesive and put together. Once all the cactus grows up, this should do great. Except I have one idea I want to try. First, I'm gonna need a lot of bricks to craft flower pots. Next, I'm gonna need to replant a part of the torch flower field. And you know what? Since I'm back here, let's grab a shulker box and load up on granite. Back over in the desert now, I want to try taking a little bit of cactus off the top and adding some flowers for like a cactus flower. I think it'll work. Doesn't need to be everyone, but just a little variety around here. I guess that means I can leave a few with just the flower pot as well, as if it hasn't bloomed yet. Taking a look at the front section here, and you know what? I actually like that. That looks nice. I've run out of flower pots, but I gotta say, with all the cactus growing up over here, this is looking really cool. But now we need trees. A lot more of these trees. To get started, I'm gonna need a lot of granite walls. And then I want to run around and place in some pillars for the palm tree trunks along the edge to get an idea of how dense this will be. On top of the pillars, I want to thicken it up with a little bit of terracotta and some jungle fences here to look like some branches. And then we have the leaves, which look a little brown, but I think they're gonna work. Only one way to find out. Time to build up a bunch of these palm trees along the river to test it all out. Which, after a few, I decided to actually like the look we're getting, so I spent an hour building up even more of them. I keep coming back to this bamboo raft to see how everything looks as like my viewing point throughout here, and ooh, I'm liking it a lot. It is very weird when you're looking forward that you can't see the raft though, and normally you can see a boat. It's freaking me out a little bit, but it's fine as all the trees on the front are now done. And we have a wandering trader who just looks so at home in this environment. You want to live here forever? No? Oh, okay. But do they? No, it's fine. But maybe? No. Before we tackle the back, just take a look at how well this has turned out. I'm trying to add the trees in bunches here, which is very on brand for today, I know. So we typically have groupings of 3 or 2, and then having an open space before we add in any more of the trees. I don't want this to feel like a forest, so I think that's helping to pull off the vibe I'm going for. We just now need trees all the way back here, and all the way over there too. And the third to finish off this bunch. Plus these 2 to finish off this bit, and there goes my last jungle fences. No worries, as I can still at least finish this tree, which is now done as well. Oh, it got really late. Nope, not on the shoulders, please. You cannot blow those up. Maybe torches are a good idea. Maybe. Yeah, I think it's, I probably should have done this a long time ago, but we're just gonna throw a few of these around here. Oak logs for planks, for our sticks, jungle planks. Nope, no inventory. Math is hard, but we've got jungle fences and a lot of extra sticks. Yeah, I'll use them later. With more materials ready to go, I got to work on the back half of the biome, focusing first on the network of small islands we created earlier. And this view down the valley is just, wow. But how is there still red sand there? You know what? That red sand can stay. I'm just gonna pretend that we don't see it and it's part of the mesa. Well, I guess it was. No, we're moving on to where we just have this stretch of land left to cover with a few trees here and there, but this is all the oak leaf I still have. With the rate we're going, I think if I can refill this shulker, that should be plenty more than I need. So let's get our trusty silk touch hoe, and I think we can find some oak trees back here to chop. And there we go, full shulker box and some extras. To make this area feel unique, instead of more of the same, I made the trees even more sparse. Well, the trunks are even more sparse. Nailed it. Now it's time to put the actual tree part on, where once again, I'm placing even more oak leaves down inside of the mesa biome, crying on the inside about the brown color, but you were just letting it happen and trying to be okay with it. I mean, just look at the tree back here. It's perfect. Perfectly inside the desert biome. Alive? Dead. F in the comments for the mesa leaves, please. I did just remember I found a bunch of spore blossoms earlier, so we can grab those. And I want to place them on the bottom of the fences to get a few of the particles floating around for that awesome vibe. They are pretty bright and colorful, so I don't want to add too many of them, but I think that green particle floating around the river is really just going to make it feel that much more lush in here. And nailed it. Little over half of the spore blossoms are placed down, and it's not everywhere, but I think it gives a pretty good effect. It's more when you're off to the side, but you know, I think it still fits. I like it. Taking a look back again at where we started today's mesa transformation, this looks so much different, and I am so in love with what we've been able to create today after over 200 days in Minecraft. This is one of those moments where I'm so happy with this project, but it didn't quite turn out how I hoped. Looking at the biome here with the mesa colors versus what I imagined this would originally be with some more lush trees. It's a bit different, but that's okay. Not every build in Minecraft has to be perfect. Sometimes embracing the differences can lead to even better results down the road. So leave a like on this episode if you enjoyed, and be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you on the flip side.